Greetings everyone, welcome back. Okay, so for today I'm gonna have for you guys game 1 of a best of 3 that I've been keeping on the side from the latest TL Open. Played last weekend, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, it's TL Open number 25. Obviously everything patch 1.4, I'm not going to go back anymore. And it involves a Zerg player that I'm a big fan of. His opponent, the Protoss player, is also quite popular, so I think this series might be an interesting one to follow. So we're going to be having here spawning on this 9 o'clock position in Metalopolis, this red Zerg going by the name of DIMAGA. Member of Team Mortal Teamwork, mTW, is an Ukrainian Zerg beast. One of the best in Europe, in my opinion, top 3 Zerg in Europe, clearly no questions asked. And well, he's been very successful for a very long time on this game, a sign of quality, a sign of consistency on his game as well. And this time he's going to be facing against this orange Protoss, spawning on this 3 o'clock position and going by the name of desRow. Frequent flyer of the North American servers, a Canadian Protoss player that transitioned from Warcraft 3, though he still played some Brood War back in the days, but nothing serious. He started to get more competitive on Warcraft 3, then transitioned into Starcraft 2, started to have some interesting results. He got some wins and some nice positionings on some online tournaments and decided to start taking this more seriously. On that moment, well, basically he was able to enter Team VT Gaming. That team basically disbanded, and meanwhile he got into Team Rage. I think it's still his team currently, and well, he's quite a popular streamer, had some good results in the past. He is a solid Protoss, so I'm hoping for him to be able to stand his ground here when he faces such a quality player as DIMAGA. It's a good way of him gathering even more popularity and try to measure his skill level against some of the top players in the whole world. Now, taking a look at what's going on this game. Here, desRow just doing his thing as a Protoss player, making sure that he's going to be annoying and not allowing DIMAGA to expand the moment he desires to. So DIMAGA is perfectly aware of this and quite used to this kind of situation, so he picked up his gas, finishing his spawning pool, so soon enough he's going to have some Zerglings to start annoying that probe. Meanwhile, on desRow's side, okay, this is, for me, out of the ordinary. He decided to go Nexus first, and then going for the Forge, so he's really committed to this macro game, to this economy play, but this is really risky. The rush distance on this map is fairly long, it's cross positions, yes, but look at how open this area here is, look at how wide this access to the natural expo is. I mean, if DIMAGA decided to go here and just apply pressure on him, if he notices that his opponent decided to go for that Nexus first, he might just make a very solid push early on the game and just break him in, because this is going to take a while for him to actually have some defenses. For now, getting photon cannons down, so at least some static defenses available, and by the positioning I'm assuming he's getting some sort of shutdown here. Still a little gap there, but it's close here as well. I'm not sure if he can pass there with some Zerglings, and there it is, shutting it down there as well, so making quite a strong fortress here while DIMAGA prepares his hatchery on the natural expo. Not a bit delayed because he knew what was going on, so decided to go for that spawning pool first. So he's just gonna get it on a normal timing for this sort of situation, with the probe coming back to check what's going on this natural expo. Did DIMAGA expand it or not? Yes, he did. And now he's gonna take a look inside the base from DIMAGA with 2 queens waiting for it. So I don't think this probe is gonna have a very long life. Inside the base, as you can see, nothing else getting built. There's the speed, the metabolic boost getting ready to roll, and this probe is gonna get finally chewed down by the Zerglings. Not much of a future, but at least he did its job, searched everything he had to search, and now he's gonna have to give his soul to Ire. And meanwhile here on desRow's side, well, no signs of gas there. He's stacking up a lot of buildings in front of this natural expo, basically trying to make a very sturdy wall to ensure that there won't be any Zerglings or roaches or anything clashing against these walls, and able to put him down anytime soon. Notice all of these lineups that he's making here, just shutting down everything, hiding himself inside his 2 base play, and trying to probe his ass off, if I'm allowed to say so. Try to raise his probe count. Look at this, 35 versus 28, so he's completely bonkers on his probe count, going blistering fast on his economy, but against a Zerg player that, well, as you can see, is now going for a fast third. I'm not sure if this is going to pay off or not. This Zergling saw what DIMAGA wanted. He noticed that his opponent decided to go for that fast second, that fast natural expo. And this means that he had 2 decisions here. He could decide to just push and try to break his opponent in. Could be something that might be viable, not sure with all of this walling going on here and static defenses on the shape and form of photon cannons. Maybe it wouldn't be the best option. The other option is just to out-macro the guy, and as a Zerg, I'm pretty sure DIMAGA can do that. So, grabbing a third base. Meanwhile, desRow is getting his first group of units for Zealots, apparently. They're heading up north. I think that he's going to try to apply some pressure on DIMAGA. And I'm sure that DIMAGA will be able to at least put out plenty of units out of these two bases. Well, 3 now, but still no workers there. But with the larva coming out of these 3 hatcheries at the same time, he's going to be able to produce a lot and replenish his army really fast as well. Roach Warren coming out. He's waiting for the units of desRow. There it is, the 4 Zealots. Oh, they're going to get chewed down by these speedlings so quickly. Look at them going down fast around them there by DIMAGA. And bye-bye desRow's units. He's going to have to rebuild that again if he wants to try it once more, or just decide to go another way. Meanwhile, inside desRow main base, robotics facility and 3 more gateways. So playing out of 5 gateways with that cyber core working on the warp gate tech. Still no signs of a proper army. Let's take a look at the count. Yeah, 50 probes against 30 drones. My god, he's been droning like a freak. And oh, DIMAGA almost able to get in there, but with that force field containing the advancement, these Zerglings will have to come back again and try another day. But like I was saying, I mean, look at his army. 1 Stalker, 24 Zerglings, 3 Queens going on there. Apparently desRow has just been investing on his economy with such an obsession that I don't know, it feels like DIMAGA might have a surprise for him. DIMAGA will be able to break in if he starts committing his resources to get the proper army out of 3 bases. And from what I can see of desRow, he's quite committed to this 2-base play, so it will get to a point where he's just limited on his production. The gas won't be enough for him to produce fast enough. Probably the higher tech units will take a little longer to come out. And look at him, he's clearing the path so he can even have a corridor to take his units out. Oh, that Stalker, the moment he come out, the Zerglings were waiting for him. And here on the back of his natural X, we're gonna have robotics facility, robotics base. So he's double robo. Oh, double robo all the way. What does that mean? So double robo, getting an observer. I'm wondering if it's gonna be for plenty of Colossus. But 2 robos producing Colossus out of 2 bases, I don't know. Feels a bit short. Listen, I'm not the most experienced guy on Protoss playing, so if any of you viewers that usually sit down and take a look at my VODs consider otherwise, just feel free to explain me, but it feels like it's gonna fall short, you know. Maybe he can build some, but then if he fails the first assault, he probably won't have enough to replenish, or it's gonna take a while. And meanwhile, also Twilight Council, he's just spreading his tech like mad. He has a lot of options going on here. While on the DIMAGA side, let's take a look. Double Evo, so working on his upgrades, plenty of upgrades rolling on there. On his natural expo, macro hatch and infestation pit. So this is going to be really cool. Seems like that he's going to get ready to maybe get some infestors out. I'm not sure if the plan is that, but might be the case, with the Zerglings getting another small skirmish against the forces from desRow. Forces from desRow, some Zealots and the Stalker with some Colossus now coming out apparently. I saw one there. There he is. 2 Colossus heading all the way up north, backing up desRow's ground forces. But okay, he's going to try to make a push here. DIMAGA knows exactly what's coming his way. He had map control, controlling both El Naga watchtowers, and it's his time to answer back. So, Roaches coming out. What else does he have? These Roaches have upgrades. 1 on the carapace against, let me take a look here, 1 on the assault for the ground forces of desRow. Preparing that warp gate, the proxy pylon. I'm sorry to use the warp gate tech, that's what I mean. And apparently we have DIMAGA sending again a Zergling. Oh, he's gonna pass through all of these forces from desRow, again controlling the tower, while we witness the forces from desRow climbing up this ramp, gives access to the 3rd base of DIMAGA, and here comes a lot of Roaches advancing. They're trying to snipe that Colossus. Colossus escaping barely. Oh, he got shot down. Meanwhile, the forces from desRow are just getting grinded down by the Roach forces here, and that Colossus is isolated, pinned against the wall on that corner, destroyed. 2 Colossus down, now the 3rd Colossus being focused by DIMAGA. DIMAGA is not even worried about his Roaches. He just wants to put those very costly, very pricey Colossus down. And now the Roaches will be trying to get a proper position here on the creep to defend once more. Notice that the Roaches have 1 on the carapace and also repair there There's the regeneration going quite fast for DIMAGA on those roaches. If he holds a little while, you will be able to get these roaches back up and rolling. And as you can see, he's just providing more and more roaches to the front line. I saw 17 getting produced there, along with 8 more. And here he comes. I think this is the 4th Colossus for desRow. He already lost 3. The roaches are just being microed perfectly by DIMAGA, going back and forth, just spewing some acidic saliva onto the Stalkers and forcing desRow to hold his plan on advancing and just crushing his opponent right away. 2 observers hanging here between the main base and the natural expo from DIMAGA. And here he comes again, desRow up that ramp. The roaches are waiting for him, and the more time it passes, the more time is DIMAGA able to buy to regenerate his roaches and make even a bigger army. And look, this pincer attack, very well played here by DIMAGA, controlling the forces from desRow. There's not much left of his army, and it just pinned against the wall. That Colossus got destroyed, sniped as well. That special force commando group of roaches was just destined to focus his fire on the Colossus, and now he's just chewing away the forces from desRow, forcing desRow to GG out of this match. I mean, desRow never had much of an army. He had so much tech and so much stuff here, double Robo and Twilight Council, and he was trying to get everything at the same time, I guess, and ended up not having much of an army there. On this final face-off, well, he did have some Colossus, but DIMAGA was on the ball. With his roaches, he killed every Colossus that came up, and the Colossus weren't able to do as much damage as I'm sure desRow was expecting them to do. Not much of his infestation pit, we basically didn't see it. What else is inside his main base? Well, he was working on his upgrades with the double Evo, and actually paid off. I think that on this final encounter, he already had 1-1 against the forces from desRow that I think it were 1-0 and trying to work for the 2-0. 2-0 already on this final stretch here. And then we're gonna have the Spire for DIMAGA, so he was already working on some sort of transition to stress his opponent, to force him to transition once more, and where it is, there is it, hidden there on that top corner, but we didn't even got there. So, game 1 for DIMAGA, impressive play, really risky build by desRow in my opinion. I think he abused his micro quite a lot, and then he got stuck on this 2 base play, trying to get a lot of tech out, and probably didn't have the resources as fast as he desired. Well, game done, DIMAGA leading 1-0, let's go for game 2, see ya!